We are Mia and Massi. We live on this beautiful island called Sicily. Join us on our adventures around the island and making and eating local cuisine, on our villa DIYs and on our simple slow living. This is our Sicilian Dolce vita. Venite con noi. Buongiorno, Sunday morning, vintage market morning. Karen's picking me up and we're meeting Goro. We're gonna go pick her up in Ortigia, lovely Norwegian lady that has come to stay in Sicily for a month. So we're gonna take her to the vintage market. So we got so carried away with the vintage market that I absolutely completely forgot to film anything at the vintage market, but I've done that quite a few times. We stopped off and had a wonderful granita, still hanging on to the granitas even though it is October. Girl, it was her first time she had a granita and I think she really enjoyed it. Anyway, it was great to meet up.
No, you do it. You do.
Ladies have crossed over to see the view on the other side. I met my auntie, which I hadn't seen in months. So I stopped and had a little chat with my auntie, which was really nice. And now we're going to make our way back home.
So someone mentioned that they wanted to see if a bit more of our little village Floridia because they used to come from it. So when you're looking for something beautiful to film, sometimes you don't even realize that you have it right under your nose. And here in Floridia we have this magnificent church, La Chiesa del Carmine. And you know what? I have never been in this church and I found it closed. But I decided just to film the outside for now and hopefully come in next time. Apart from the beautiful architecture, the Italian architecture, which I love, I find street names in Italy fascinating. What do you think? So this morning I am armed with a bucket and I hope to pick some olives, not for olive oil because I don't think we've got enough this year, but just for personal use. I'll never forget when I first came to Sicily, I went straight to an olive tree and I picked an olive and I put it in my mouth. I was convinced that olives just tasted good even from the tree. Well, little did I know. Anyway, a long time has come since then and now I realize that you need to, they need to go through a really long process for them to really come out nicely. But I think I have mastered it. Thank you to my ex-mother-in-law who's taught me mainly a lot of Sicilian traditions, who was obviously those traditions were passed on to her and she's passed them on to her kids, and luckily I managed to grab some of those traditions. So one of those is how to make olives and how to make them really good. Yeah, that reminds me actually, the little story of me picking the olive, convinced that it was going to taste really good. My sister, on the other hand, picked a figo d'India, which is a prickly pear fruit. And she thought she could eat that. And yeah, she learned her lesson. Walking back up from the bottom garden, which I never do, I always come in my car, I've just realised that my bougainvillea is doing so well. I mean, I planted this only the beginning of the year. Picked up beautifully. Wisteria and jasmine. Beautiful colours of autumn. Okay, I think I've got enough for Massi and I, and for whoever comes over and has dinner with us. We probably last us a year, and then I'll come back next year and I'll pick some more. Okay, back in the kitchen. Got a nice half a bucket of olives, which is more than enough for Massi and I, as I said earlier on. So the process is this: you need to get yourself some glass jars, and I use this because you either sit and slightly slice the olive so all the excess juice comes out, or you squish them lightly. I prefer to do that because I think it's quicker, and then you put them in a jar. Okay, so day one, I have just put them in some normal cold water, and I make sure that they're all in the water. So I'm just going to put like a lid in here so it all goes down. And then what will happen is for every day for 3 days, I will empty the water and put in clean water.
This is a modern street lamp. It does its job. This is also a street lamp. It's not modern. There is a big difference between the modern street lamp and the old ones, which is so obvious. The old ones were beautifully made with little intricate details. This is a modern bridge. It's very linear. It's very basic. This is an old bridge with its semicircle arches, and it's pleasing to the eye. These are modern block of flats. They all look the same, straight with sharp lines, almost prison-like. These are old apartments. They are elegant and timeless. Each apartment is individual with ornate detailing, curved, soft arches. You can see that so much time has been spent working on these patterns and details. Look at the modern metalwork, so straight and boring, and compare it to the old-style balcony with metal rounded edges. Everything has been custom-made with intricate, beautiful details. The stone was light and raw. What a difference. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees this.
Buongiorno!
Hello.
Yes, we are back in Ispica. Why are we back in Ispica, Massi?
Because we didn't get enough time to see a couple of things, so we're just going to come and complete that now.
Absolutely.
Make sure that we see what we wanted to see last time.
And the thing that we didn't see was the Il Parco Archaeological, where they have all the necropolis and everything, so we're dying to go see that. But we are hungry. So
Yeah, we're just going to get a bite to eat, I think.
yeah, we're going to stop off. We're starving. It's 20 to 12. We haven't had breakfast. So we're going to stop off and have a brunch of some sort. Let's see what Ispica offers us.
Okay.
We randomly stopped at a bar that was also making some things for lunch. And the lady was telling us that the actual owner has a butcher and a paninoteca, which is like a street food vendor. And she said to us that we should come back in the evening to try their panini.
So yeah, basically stopped off just in a bar on the main road, and we asked for the most typical thing that they eat here, and they came across with these, what are they called again? Pasticcio.
Pastiera.
Pastiera, maybe. We may be wrong. I'll write the right name. It's absolutely delicious. You have to try these when you come into this area, Ispica, Ragusa, Modica, because I saw them in Modica last time. What it is it's a meatball, minced, and put into this pizza dough. The smell is incredible.
Lovely.
What do you think, chef?
No, very nice. Very tasty. Just right as in flavour.
Also, you get sick and tired of eating so many arancini. You know what I mean? This is something completely different.
Yeah.
Love it. Try it out. And then we also ordered ham and cheese. It looks like a Sicilian,
The calzone.
a calzone, but
Mini
it
calzone.
does look fried. She said it wasn't
No,
fried.
it's done in the oven.
It's done in the oven. It
Mini
looks-
calzone.
It does look fried. What's that like?
Nice. Very nice. Tasty.
Okay, what we didn't know was that the archaeological park is actually divided into two parts, Cava d'Ispica North and Parco Forza, which is this place that we came to today. The park has interesting evidences of various cultures that have succeeded one another from prehistoric to archaic, Byzantine, medieval, and Renaissance.
So basically, reading here, it says that this was the residence of the landlords, the people that actually looked after the place. It was the 14th century.
What a view they had, hey?
Yeah, beautiful, man. Wow, look at the
Look at
floors.
this.
Look at the floors here.
Rather than just opening up your window and having a look out here.
Like weird stones being placed in there,
Yeah.
making some kind of pattern. I don't know what that's all about.
Uh,
They're all over the place. Look, there's there.
beautiful trees, olive trees. Stunning.
Really ancient. This must be such an old tree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got the biggest fright of our lives.
So
Massi
basically, I'm reading it, and then all of a sudden I see the snake looking at me.
the snake
He ran over there.
literally
He
slithered away over there. I shouted so loud. I'm surprised no one actually came to see if we were okay. Anyway, long black snake. Massi pointed at the writing and the snake was hopping onto his arm.
Okay.
Highlight of the day.
So basically, this is a church, and it's the second extension phase, incorporating an earlier drainage system dedicated to the SS Annunziata in the 15th and 16th century.
Wow. The views are spectacular.
So that's going to be the main bedroom. And put our bed here.
I'm scared now after that
No.
snake.
Yeah, go. I'm following you. Oh.
I always say if we ever break out into World War III, Sicily, we can easily find a place in the rocks to live in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They bomb the rocks and they fall on our head.
Scuderia, this is where they would keep the horses.
Yeah.
Huge.
So this was stables, storerooms, and service areas.
Yeah, I can see where they put the food there. Great place.
Very well preserved as well.
Here we've got a little museum going on.
Here a tunnel was excavated in the rocks that led down 500 meters or 280 steps down to the river.
Oh, wow. They probably stored things in
Yeah,
here.
this is storage room.
Cool, like a fridge.
Very cool.
Some theatre.
To be or not to be? Now that is the question.
Stick to your day job, Ross. Can't seem to get enough of Ispica, can we?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to come back again to see the catacombs, aren't we?
Yeah, the
We
catacombs
thought-
would be another day.
We thought they were here. We made a bit of a boo-boo.
They down that valley, as you can see the valley going that way. It's that direction apparently. That's what the gentleman said.
Yeah. So somehow Ispica is calling us back again and again.
But isn't it Ragusa? What did he say?
He says it's on the way to Ragusa, but it's still part of the Cava di Ispica.
I think the king and the queen used to sit here all the work.
The
This is like
king
the
is
best view.
definitely sitting here
Yeah,
today.
he gets served, yeah. We sit back and eat grapes off the slaves.
Yeah. Slave.
I need some grapes.
You ain't got any grapes.
Olives, loads of olives.
Yeah, I can give you some olives, definitely.
We definitely need to come back to see the catacombs in the north part of Cava di Ispica.
Okay, we've come to this little village called Rosolini,
Rosolini.
which is very close to Ispica. And there's nothing really special about this little village, but we have seen that there's a convent, which looked pretty good, and we know that there's a baker who still bakes in a wood
Fire oven.
yeah, which we'd love to
Find out where it is.
more about him. Yeah. Only thing is, when you come into these little villages at 1:30, no one's around.
No one's about, yeah.
Deserted. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what we can find.
Alright then.
For coffee to be good, it has to be black like night, hot like hell, and sweet like love.
Alright, I can't really see anything nice about this little place, and I'm always very positive about all the places I go to, but honestly the only pretty things are right in the center. So you have the mother church, and then all the buildings that surround it are very beautiful. Apart from that, there's not much here, which is a bit of a shame, but that's okay, you know. We did find out that there is a baker who still bakes with a wood burning oven. So unfortunately he closes at 1 o'clock, of course, because he's been up since like 4 a.m. So I think we're going to come back again, and we're going to see if we like his panificio, his baker shop. If we do, we're going to ask him if we can film him baking, and we'll show you a little bit of that, and maybe that will be the positive point about this little place. Massi has decided he wants to do a little drone footage. He's somewhere in the piazza sitting there, because he wants to fly the drone over this beautiful church. So yeah, let's see how that comes out.
Okay, so Rosolini wasn't the prettiest village that we've seen, but I have to say, the view from above the center and above the church was absolutely breathtaking. So I guess in the end, it was worth coming here. Back to the olives. After they sat for 3 days in water, changing it every day, I then make a salt solution in water, and we pour it in the olives, and they sit in that salt solution for about 5 days. We'll show you the rest of the recipe next week. Arrivederci, alla prossima!